Here's our little Takeuchi. Just got it back for the 50-hour service. Let's get it loaded up and see what we can go get into today. Before I get out of here, it's always fun walking around the yard out here and wishing wishful thoughts, as I like to call it. That's a big old CMOV head for an excavator. I saw one of these recently. It was about this size or so, maybe the same model, on a tiger cat. So instead of like on a feller, so instead of having the big thing that grabs trees and cuts them at the bottom and lays them over, they had one of these things hooked up to it. They were mulching down the side of a road, probably so they could put in either water or electrical lines or something next to the road. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Rayco, Dennis Semoff. So I guess Rayco and Dennis Semoff are company now. This is the 150 DAH 150. That thing weighs 3,374 pounds. Whew. That's a head. Unlike the pre-Noth, these CMOF teeth, you sharpen them. Like on my CMOF, you sharpen the underside. On these, you sharpen the top side of these teeth. Will it spin? A little bit. Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's a big head. Always some cool stuff around. Look at these pre-Noth heads. Whoo! 1650. That is a big son of a gun. Look at the teeth on that thing too. Those are like subsurface, probably. A little bit more into the subsurface. Grinding there. It's got this hydraulic hood too to keep stuff inside the chamber to mulch it up. These are carbide, and they are some big old teeth. Woo. And they're not double-sided though. You almost think the size of them they could be, but that's a hoss. That's for a big old dedicated unit, not for a skid steer. And man, that thing's a beast. That's a cool broom right there for a skid steer. Bernig. Cool broom. I need to come over here and get a toothed bucket for my skid steer. I had some projects where a toothed bucket would work well. These Takeuchis look like pretty decent buckets. But if I got a tooth bucket, I'd probably just go ahead and buy like a 4-in-1 with teeth on it. That's what I'd really like to have. That or a tilt catch where I could tilt the blade for doing grading work. This is, I think these are the 19. Oh, that may not be, that 1650. I wonder if that may not be the millimeter width, because these are 1900s. I think these are the 1900s, and that's the width across these. These are for skid steers. I think that's a 74-inch cut across there, if I remember correctly. 72 or 74. I think for mine with the lower flow, I'd probably need the little bit less gallons per minute in flow on mine. Probably. Or I'm sorry, less width, the 60-inch. With it being a little bit less flow. That's a lot of weight. Those are awesome Awesome mulchers. Just kind of cool stuff to walk around out here and look at. Got a lot of buckets too. That this blue diamond brush cutter has been here since the first day I ever walked out here like 2 years ago. It's still sitting here. Nobody's bought it. It's just a mower. Oh, it's a big one though. All right, it's a brand new 230 sitting there too. Fun stuff. My client needs one of these grading buckets too. He's actually calling about getting one of them. Need to get one of those for some ditch cutting. That's a 36 inch is what it looks like. Need to get one of those. All right, off to work we go. I know, wishful thinking. That Seamoth head right there looks like it's seen better days though. A little bit. Got carbide teeth on it and they are chipped. Ouchie. You hit something with that. All right, time to roll. Okay, back down here on the farm job. Before we get brush cutting today, I need to do two quick things really quick. One, I need to get this gumwood because it's pretty good sized stuff, and I stacked this stuff up here. This was before I got the mulcher, and this was some bigger stuff that the MTL really couldn't handle, so I stacked it up right here. I was going to take it for firewood later, and later is now today. I've been meaning to get it out of here, just haven't had a chance to, but I'm gonna do that today. So I'm gonna just load it up on the trailer because I'm leaving that thing here because that's the owner's, and so I'll put that stuff on the trailer. We'll strap it down. I think, looking at it, I think what I'm gonna try to do is move the trailer, pull up, kind of put the trailer like right here, and then put the machine between the pile and the trailer so I can just spin it around and throw it on the trailer. The other thing I'm gonna do while I'm here really quick is, after all that rain that we had after I mowed this ditch, some of this grass washed down, and I cleaned most of it up out of the pipes right there, so the pipes are draining, but it's a little kind of got a bit of a log jam there, so I'll rake all that stuff out and put it up here on top out of the ditch so we can get that cleaned up a little bit better, and then we'll hook the brush cutter up. And we got some ditches in the back. This place has got miles of ditches, it seems like, so we still got plenty of stuff to cut, so that's what we're going to get to then. So let's get started. All right, so got the brush cutter hooked up. I got the all that old gum wood, firewood that I want loaded up on the trailer, and got the ditch over there by the main driveway cleaned out, and time to get started back on these ditches. So you can kind of see this is where I stopped last time before this thing had to go in for its initial 50-hour service. So you can definitely see the difference here between cut and uncut. So, you know, that stuff in there is 2 to 5 feet tall, most of it. A lot of gums and other little brushy stuff. So, not much to it but to do it. And then we're going to get down. We got about 100 to 150 yards to go for this ditch ends. And there's another ditch over here that we got a ton of with this place. Like, someone asked me commented on Facebook, like, how many ditches this place have? And it's got a lot. It has miles and miles of ditches. I don't know if it's mile. It might actually be close to a couple miles, at least a mile. Yeah, probably close to it. Wouldn't surprise me. So anyway, if you count both sides, because you got a lot of these ditches you have to cut both sides because they're so big. So all right, well, let's get this bad boy to spinning and get to grinning. Let's go. that's all cut down, manicured, cleaned up, cut up, mulched down, whatever you want to call it. And it looks really good. This is like a whole new ditch through here now, so it looks really good. That's the end of it right there, that little wire gate going through there. That's pretty much the property line, and this is done. So it's pretty much the end of the day. By the time I track all the way back down there and come across all the way over there to start that ditch, it's pretty much going to be the end of the day at that point. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it a day. It's right at about 5, so no point in going down there and starting that ditch and only finishing like a third of it or so, because it's a pretty long run. So we'll get back to that. I'll be back here next week. Don't know exactly what day, but it'll probably be sometime in the middle of the week, and we'll get back on this thing. And we got plenty more stuff to do. I got some ditches to dig out and clean out, and whether he gets a smooth edge bucket for this, if he's not able to, or he doesn't get one, I'll bring the Kubota down here. We got some ditches to clean out and dig out. So plenty more stuff to do around here. Sure you guys will be seeing more of this thing and that rut cutter, which is doing a pretty good job so far. I've been really happy with it now that I kind of got my system and how I like to run it and how it works and everything. I've kind of got, you know, pretty good production out of it, and it's cutting everything down well. It's doing what it's designed to do, so I'm happy with it. So well, I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Hope you guys are having a great week so far, and got some more stuff coming. I'm going back out to, I don't think it rained here, but it did not rain. That other job, the backyard job, is about 40 miles from here, so it did not rain over there today. So I'll be back over there finishing grading that out. We'll see how that turns out. I'll film all that, and we'll take a look at the backyard when that's done. And this is done though, and I'm out of here for the day. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. I am out. Bye. Peace. Later. Bye, everybody.